First question. ABHA mobile application recently in news is an initiative of National Health Authority has launched revamped Ayushman Bharat Health Account, that is ABHA mobile application to manage health records under Ayushman Bharat digital mission. The ABBA app was previously known as NDHM Health Records app. The ABBA mobile application enables an individual to create an ABBA address. An easy to remember username can be linked with the 14 digit randomly generated ABBA number. The mobile application also enables user to link their health records, create an Ayushman Bharat digital mission complaint health facility, and view them on their smartphones. The application also allows self uploading of physical health records along with sharing of digital health records such as diagnostic reports, prescriptions, COVID vaccine certificates after the consent of an individual. Question number 2. Consider the following statement regarding the sinkholes. A cave exploration team has discovered an ancient forest with trees nearly 40-meter high at the bottom of a gained karst sinkhole in Lei County in South China's Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region. In Mandarin, gained sinkhole are called Tiang Keng or Heavenly Pit. Sinkholes are depressions formed in the ground when layer of the earth's surface start collapsing into carbon. They can occur suddenly or without warning because the land under the surface of the earth can stay intact for a period of time until the space gets bit too big. Sinkhole can be formed due to natural process or human activity. Typically, sinkholes form in areas of karst terrains where the rock below the surface of the earth can be easily dissolved by underground. Karst terrain is created from the dissolution of soluble rocks, mostly limestone and dolomite, and is characterized by distinctive landforms such as caves, sinkhole, and spring. Sinkhole can be formed due to human activity due to broken land drains, water mains, and sewerage pipes, increased rainfall, storm events, underlying limestone, and diverted surface water, among other reasons. Question number 3. Consider the following statement about foreign direct investment. India has recorded highest ever annual foreign direct investment inflow of USD 83.57 billion in the financial year 2021 and 22. In terms of top investor countries of FDI equity inflow, Singapore is at the apex with 27%, followed by USA, that is 18%, Mauritius 16% for the financial year 2021-22. Computer software and hardware has emerged as the top recipient sector of FDI equity inflow with around 25% share, followed by service sector 12%, automobile industry 12% respectively. Under the sector computer software and hardware, the major recipient states of FDI equity inflow are Karnataka 53%, Delhi 17%, Maharashtra 17%. Karnataka is the top recipient state with 38% share of the total FDI equity inflow reported during this financial year, followed by Maharashtra, that is 26%, Delhi 14%. Further, India is rapidly emerging as a preferred country for foreign investment in the manufacturing sector. FDI equity inflow in manufacturing sector have increased by 76% in the financial year 2021-22. That is USD 21.34 billion compared to the previous year 2020-21, USD 12.09 billion. Question number 4. Consider the following statement regarding electronic waste. The Environment Ministry released the draft notification for electronic waste management for public feedback. India has formal set of rules for electronic waste management. First announced these rules in 2016 and amended them in 2018. The latest rules are expected to come into effect by August. According to it, consumer goods companies and makers of electronic goods have to ensure at least 60% of their electronic waste is collected and recycled before 2023 with target to increase them to 70% and 80% in 2024 and 25 respectively. The rules bringing into effect in system of trading in certificates akin to carbon credits that will allow companies to temporarily bridge shortfalls. Draft notifications say companies will have to pay environmental compensation for missed targets. Along with specific targets, the rules lay out a system of companies securing extended producers responsibility EPR certificates. The chief entity that will coordinate the trade of EPR certificates and monitor if companies are meeting their targets is the Central Pollution Control Board. Question number 5. India's first Olympic Value Education Program of the International Olympic Committee was launched in Odisha. India's first Olympic Value Education Program by the International Olympic Committee was launched in Odisha by the Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik in collaboration with the Abhinav Bindra Foundation Trust. OVEP will be integrated into the school education system of Odisha. It will be a value-based curriculum to be implemented initially in 90 schools of Rourkela and Bhubaneswar, catering to about 32,000 children. OVEP is the practical set of resources designed by the IOC to introduce young people to the Olympic values of excellence, respect, and friendship. OVEP was developed in 2006 to address the challenges of the sedentary lifestyle, lack of concentration, and adolescent dropping out of school. Question number 6. Consider the following statement about monkeypox. A new study on monkeypox published in Lancet suggests that some antiviral medications might have the potential to shorten the symptom and reduce the amount of time a patient is contagious. The study documents patients' response to two antiviral medications, brincidofovir and tectovirimat. These are developed to treat the smallpox and have previously demonstrated some efficiency against the monkeypox in animals. The study found little evidence that brincidofovir was of clinical benefit, but concluded that further research into the potential of the tecovirimat would be warranted. Monkeypox is a rare disease is caused by the virus that is close relative of the smallpox virus. There are currently no licensed treatments. The World Health Organization has said that monkeypox can be contained in countries outside of Africa where the virus is not usually detected. According to media reports, more than 100 cases of the virus, which causes a rash and a fever, have been confirmed in Europe and Americas and Australia. The virus is most common in remote parts of Central and West Africa. Question number 7. Consider the following statement about shore-based test facility. Two Boeing F-18 Super Hornets fighter jets landed in Goa for trials on the Indian Navy shore-based test facility to demonstrate their capability and suitability to operate from Indian aircraft carriers. The demonstration is expected to continue up to the first week of June. These are a part of demonstrations by the manufacturers to showcase the compatibility of their aircraft to fly from Indian Navy aircraft carrier. Both the Rafale M and F-18 are originally designed to operate from carriers with the catapult launch mechanism. India's first indigenous aircraft carrier Vikrant, which is in advanced stage of sea trials, is scheduled to be commissioned in August. Question number 8. Consider the following statements about the Trimeresaurus Mae. Meghalaya, the land of the mythical evil spirit that takes the form of a giant serpent called Thalen, has yielded a new to science venomous green snake. Recorded simultaneously in Mizoram, the snake has been named Maya's pit viper after the deceased mother of an army officer, one of 7 authors of a study on it. The name of the pit viper is recognized as Trimeresurus mayae. The new species was relatively common in Meghalaya, Mizoram, and even in Guwahati, that is Assam. World of Work report recently in news, seen in news published by ILO. The world of work is being buffeted by multiple crises, says the ninth edition of the International Labour Organization Monitor. After significant gains during the last quarter of 2021, the number of hours worked globally dropped in the first quarter of 2022 to 3.8% below the pre-crisis benchmark, that is fourth quarter of 2019. This is equivalent to the deficit of 112 million full-time jobs. Multiple new and interconnected global crises including inflation, especially in energy and food price, financial turbulence, potential debt distress, and global supply chain disruption exacerbated by war in Ukraine means there is a growing risk of a further deterioration in hours worked in 2022. The gender gap in hours worked also grew during the pandemic. The report spelled out a series of measures as a way forward, which are in a line with International Labour Organization Global's call to action for the human-centered recovery and the ILO-led UN initiative, the Global Accelerator for Jobs and Social Protection. Question number 10. Consider the following statement about ASHA worker. The World Health Organization has recognized the country's 10.4 lakh ASHA workers, that is, accredited social health activists, as global health leaders for their effort in connecting the community to the government's health programs. ASHA workers are volunteers from within the community who are trained to provide information and aid people in accessing benefits of various healthcare schemes of the government. They act as a bridge connecting marginalized communities with facilities such as primary health centers, sub-centers, and district hospitals. The role of these community health volunteers under the National Rural Health Mission was first established in 2005. ASHA are primarily married, widowed, or divorced women between the age of 25 and 45 years. From within the community, they must have good communication and leadership skills, should be literate with the formal education up to class 8 as per the program guidelines. The aim is to have one ASHA for every 1,000 persons or per habitation in hilly, tribal, or other sparsely populated areas. There are around 10.4 lakh ASHA workers across the country, with the largest workforce in states with high populations in Uttar Pradesh 1.63 lakhs, Bihar 89,437, Madhya Pradesh 77,531. Goa is the only state with no such workers as per the latest National Health Mission data available from September 2019. Question number 11. Consider the following statement about artificial intelligence. The adoption of artificial intelligence chip has risen, with the chip makers designing different types of these chips to power AI applications such as natural language processing, computer vision, robotics, and network security across the wide range of sectors. AI chips were built with specific architecture and have integrated AI acceleration to support deep learning based applications. Deep learning, more commonly known as active neural networks or deep neural networks, is the subset of machine learning and comes under the broader umbrella of AI. It combines a series of computers, commands, or algorithms that stimulate activity and brain structure. AI chips, with their hardware architecture and complementary packing, memory storage, and interconnected technologies, make it possible to infuse AI into a broad spectrum of application to help turn data into information and then into knowledge. The use of AI chips for natural language processing application has increased due to the rise in demand for chatbots and online channels such as Messenger, Slack, and other that uses natural language processing to analyze the user message and conversational logics. Question number 12. Consider the following statement about tour of duty scheme. The army is finalizing the final details of the tour of duty plan, which is planned to replace the existing structure of joining the force. Under this scheme, the defense ministry started a new recruitment process for the armed force that will be for a short span of 3 years. It will allow civilians of the country to join the Indian Army for 3 years and serve the country as an army soldier. The Indian Army will be the first of the three armed forces to recruit some soldiers for a fixed period of 3 years. The proposal stated that 50% of the soldiers released at the end of the 5 year will be included in national pension scheme. Such soldiers will be given certain medical benefits applicable to armed force veterans for a fixed period. A tour of duty army officer will be earning somewhere around rupees 80,000 to rupees 90,000 per month salary. Question number 13. Boyevaya Machina Podersky Tonko BMPT, a tank support fighting vehicle, is developed by Russia. Russia has developed the Terminator tank support system, that the BMPT, also known as BMPT Terminator, and its new version of BMPT 72 in the Ukraine war. The Terminator, or the BMPT, is the tank support fighting vehicle developed by Russia. The tank support vehicle are designed to protect Russian tanks against the enemy infantry. They are basically a replacement for mechanized infantry troops in the urban battlefield. The list of potent weaponry that Terminator is equipped with are capable of firing the multiple direction in quick succession, thus suppressing firepower to prevent any attempt to take out the tank columns being protected. The BMPT destroys targets such as infantry personnel carrying anti-tank weapons, as well as lightly and heavily armed targets like tanks. Question number 14. Consider the following statement about Lookout Circular. On April 5, the Punjab and the Haryana High Court directed the Ministry of Home Affairs and the Bureau of Immigration to serve a copy of the issued LOC to the affected person, state the reasons for issuing the LOC, and provide a post-decisional opportunity. The Supreme Court, however, stayed this particular paragraph of the High Court order. The Lookout Circular is the notice to stop any individual wanted by the investigating agency, or a bank from leaving or entering the country through designated land, air, or sea ports. The immigration is tasked to stop any such individual against whom such a notice exists from leaving or entering the country. The large number of agencies which includes the Central Bureau of Investigation, Enforcement Directorate of Revenue Intelligence, Income Tax, State Police, and intelligence agencies are authorized to generate LOCs. After several businessmen fled the country after defaulting on loans, the Ministry of Home Affairs in 2018 brought changes to the 2010 guidelines and authorizing executives of all public sector banks to generate LOCs against persons who could be detrimental to economic interest of the country. Many citizens have moved courts to get the LOC squashed. Question number 15. Consider the following statement about olive bulbs. Kuruva Paral. A team of scientists of at the Kerala University of Fisheries and Ocean Studies has standardized the technique for artificial breeding of olive bulbs, that is Kuruva Paral, and filament bulb, that is Kalakodian, and have developed the brood stocks for hangfin bulbs Karul and Carnatic cup, that is Pachila veti. These freshwater species of barbs and crabs used to be found widely in the Idamalaya Dam, Bhuta, Bhuta Tankettu, and coalfields of Thrissur district. However, indiscriminate fishing and changes in habitat condition have brought these species, especially Kuruva paral, to the brink of extinction. The conservation measures being taken up by CAFUS are supported under the United Nations Development Programme, India High Range Landscape Project, that also aims to help trained aquaculturists among Adivasis to take up farming of these freshwater species. The project, even though launched in January 2020, was delayed by the year due to pandemic. The brood stocks of our Karul and Panchilavati have been stored at the freshwater aquaculture facility at Kafus. Question number 16. Maila Dumparai is an important site with cultural material dating back between the microlith, that is 30,000 BCE, and early historic 600 BCE ages, is located in answer Tamil Nadu. Carbon dating of excavated finds in Tamil Nadu pushes evidence of iron being used in India back to 4,200 years ago. The Tamil Nadu government announced on the basis of an archaeological report. Before this, the earliest evidence of use of iron from 1900 to 2000 BCE for the country, and from 1500 BCE for Tamil Nadu. The latest evidence dates the findings from Tamil Nadu to 2172 BCE. The Chief Minister M.K. Stalin said in the assembly that it has been established that Tamils who lived 4200 years ago were aware of iron. Dense forests were converted into fertile lands only after humankind began realizing the use of iron. These findings has answered questions relating to the start of agricultural activity in Tamil Nadu. The excavations are from Maila Dumparai near Krishnamgiri in Tamil Nadu. Maila Dumparai is an important site with cultural material dating back between the microlith and early historic ages. The site is situated in the midst of several archaeological sites such as Togarapalli, Gangavaram, Sandur, Vedarthakal, Guttur, Gidlur, Sampamutlu, Kapalavadi. All these important archaeological sites lie within 10 km. Question number 17. Consider the following statement about drought in numbers. 2022 report. Global findings centered on drought were collected in the Drought in Numbers 2022 report presented by the United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification in the 15th Conference of Parties, currently underway in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire. The Drought in Numbers report is the collection of data on the effects of drought on our ecosystem and how they can be mitigated through efficient planning for the future. According to the report, the number and the duration of droughts around the world has increased by an alarming 29% since 2000. Globally, drought between 1998 and 2017 caused economic losses of approximately $124 billion. If the global warming reaches 3 degrees centigrade by 2100, drought losses could be 5 times higher than today's level. The largest increase in drought losses is projected in the Mediterranean and Atlantic regions of Europe. Indian scenario. Many parts of India fall under the list of regions that are vulnerable to drought globally. India's gross domestic product reduced by 2 to 15% between 1998 and 2017 due to severe droughts in the country. Question number 18. Consider the following statements about National Biopharma Mission. National Biopharma Mission is an industrial academia collaborative mission for accelerating biopharmaceutical development in the country. The mission will be implemented by Biotechnology Industry Research Assistance Council. It was approved in 2017 at the total cost of rupees 1,500 crore and is 50% co-funded by the World Bank loan. The government has launched Innovative in India I3 program under the mission to create an enabling ecosystem to promote entrepreneurship and indigenous manufacturing in the sector. The program is promoting entrepreneurship by supporting small and medium enterprises for indigenous product development, novel cell lines, indigenously developed biological devices and raw material for biologics manufacturing, and through establishment of shared facility and technology transfer office. Question number 19. Consider the following statements about Indo-Pacific Economic Framework. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will participate in US President Joseph uh, Joe Biden unveiling of the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework (IPEF) in Tokyo, a US initiative for trade partnership in the region. Mr. Modi attendance at the event is the significant step towards the building economic ties among Quad countries, that is, they are India, US, Australia, and Japan in the Indo-Pacific. But officials have hesitated to build the IPEF as a counter to the 15-nation regional comprehensive economic partnership and the 17-nation Trans-Pacific Partnership that China is a member of. The IPEF would have a very wide-ranging membership, and the program was designed to put workers at the center with a focus on the digital economy, clean energy transition, infrastructure, and resilient supply chain. India has not taken a decision on joining the framework but is keen on understanding the contours of the American plan. Question number 20. Saint-Tropez is the coastal town located in France. During his official visit to the Cannes Film Festival in France, Union Minister Anurag Thakur paid a visit to the Allard Square in Saint-Tropez. Here Thakur, a Lok Sabha MP from Himachal Pradesh, paid floral tribute to Maharaja Ranjit Singh, the first Maharaja of the Sikh Empire. Jean Francois Allard, a general of Singh's army, and Allard's spouse, Princess Banu Pandey. Saint Tropez was a military stronghold and fishing village until the beginning of 20th century. It was the first town on its coast to be liberated during World War II as the part of Operation Dragon. After the war, it became the internationally known seaside resort because of the influx of artists of the French New Wave in cinema. Question number 21. Consider the following statement about Central Advisory Board on Archaeology. The Central Advisory Board on Archaeology, CAPA, that is meant to strengthen contact between the Archaeological Survey of India and those in the fields of archaeological research, was reconstituted this week over 7 years since its last meeting. It has been reconstituted for the period of 3 years to promote closer contact of the Archaeological Survey of India with Indian universities conducting archaeological research and other institutions carrying out studies related to applications of archaeological principles, and providing for closer association of learned society in India with the activities of the ASI. The board would also include 5 persons nominated in their personal capacity by the Government of India and former Director Generals of Archaeological Survey of India. Question number 22. Consider the following statement about NASM-SR. The Navy recently tested an indigenous naval anti-ship missile range, a missile that's of short range, that is NASM-SR, from a Sea King helicopter at the integrated test range in Balasore, Odisha. The NASM-SR has been developed by Defense Research and Development Organization. The naval anti-ship missile short range has a range of 55 km and weighs 385 kg. This missile will replace the Sea Eagle missiles which are currently in use with the Navy. With the Sea King helicopter 2 being phased out, it is expected that the NASM-SR will be used with the new MH-60R multi-role helicopter, which is being inducted into the Navy. The NASM-SR carries a warhead of 100 kg and subsonic capabilities, which mean that it flies below the speed of sound at 0.8 Mach. The subsonic flight speed makes it difficult for the naval vessel on target to detect it. It has a launch altitude of maximum of 3 km and can swim 5 meters above sea level when a final approach to the target. The NASM, that is Naval Anti-Ship Missile, is short range, can also be fired from the shore to target vessel in the sea. Question number 23. Ramban Tunnel located in Ansar, Jammu and Kashmir. The center has constituted a committee of three independent experts to investigate the reasons for the recent collapse of a part of the under construction tunnel in Ramban on Jammu and Kashmir highway and suggested remedial measures. According to the Ministry of Road Transport and Highway Office order, Professor J.T. Sahu of the IIT Delhi will be the chairman of the committee and it will submit the report within 10 days. The stretch between Digdo and Koni Nahal of the Ramban Banihal section is prone to frequent landslip and shooting stones due to fragile geology. The twin tube tunnel work in 4 lane from Digdol to Panthal on Jammu Srinagar highway was awarded to MS Saigal India Limited in JV with Patel Engineering Limited. The construction work started on 1st February 2022. Question number 24. Consider the following statements about retinoblastoma. The World Retinoblastoma Awareness Week was observed from May 15 to 21. Retinoblastoma is the most common eye cancer. It is malignant tumor occurring in young children. It can occur in one or both eye and may be hereditary or sporadic. It can be life-threatening as well as take away vision if not treated timely and is detected by seeing white reflex. Nearly 1,500 to 2,000 children are diagnosed with retinoblastoma every year in India. Symptoms: white reflex in the eye, pupil that looks white or yellow instead of red when light hits in. Squinting, a crossed eye looking either towards the nose or towards the ear. Poor vision with or without WR, that is white reflex. The eye may be red or painful also. Treatment: chemotherapy can be delivered intravenously or interarterial and is given by the pediatric oncologist and is the most common modality of treatment. This has to be followed up with local therapy, which is managed by the ophthalmologist using various modalities. Question number 25. Consider the following statements about astrostat. Astrostat, India's first dedicated astronomy mission, witnessed the birth of black holes for the 500th. Black holes have been a subject of intense scrutiny from astronomers from all over the world. However, Indian scientists are making great headway in studying black hole births using the indigenously built space telescope Astrostat. Calling it a landmark achievement, Professor Deepankar Bhattacharya, the current principal investigator of CZTI, said that the wealth of data obtained from gamma ray burst is making a big impact worldwide. It may be noted that astronomers study gamma ray burst, also called the mini big bangs, and X-ray from such burst is better to understand formation of black holes. Astrotrack will lift off mass of 1515 kg was launched from Satish Dhawan's spacecraft Sriharikota on 20th of September 2015. It is the most sensitive space telescope in the world, consisting of 5 instruments that can simultaneously study the universe in ultraviolet, optical, and X-ray radiation. One of these instruments is the cadmium zinc telluride imager, that is CZTI, which discovers the birth of the black holes. A huge aspect of CZTI is the ability to measure the polarization of X-ray, an ability that is lacking in flagship missions like NASA's Neil Gehrels Swift telescope or the US Europe Space Telescope. Question number 26. Consider the following statement about BioRap. In keeping with the spirit of One Nation, One Portal, Union Minister of the Science and Technology launched single national portal for biotech research and startups. The portal BioRap will cater to all those seeking regulatory approval for biological research and development activity in the world. Biological Research Regulator Approval Portal, that is BioRap, will also allow stakeholders to see the approval accord against a particular application through the unique BioRap ID. Uh, India is among the top 12 destinations for biotechnology globally and third largest biotechnology destination in the Asia Pacific region. By 2025, the contribution of the Indian biotechnology industry in the global biotechnology market is expected to grow to 19% from a mere 3% in 2017. The bioeconomy contributions to the national GDP has also grown steadily in the past years to 2.7% in 2020 from 1.7 in 2017. Question number 27. Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, an island country in News, is located in Caribbean Sea. After completing the state visit to Jamaica, President Ramnath Kovind arrived in Kingstown, the capital city of St. Vincent and Grenadines. St. Vincent and the Grenadines is an island country in the Caribbean. It is located in the southeast Windward Islands of the Lesser Antilles. Kingstown is the capital and the main port. This first ever head of a state visit to St. Vincent and Grenadines shows India's commitment to work with small island developing countries. Apart from signing of Memorandum of Understanding, President Kovind will address the Parliament of St. Vincent and Grenadines. St. Vincent and Grenadines and India enjoy cordial relations and interact actively in various international forums, including the United Nations and Commonwealth. Persons of Indian origin had come to the island nations in the 19th century as indentured laborers. The descendants of those persons now form an important part of the local community. Question number 28. Consider the following statements about respiratory syn- syncytial virus. Lower respiratory infection attributable to respiratory syncytial virus RSV was responsible for more than 1 lakh deaths in children under the 5 worldwide in 2019, according to the new estimate published in the Lancet. The study is the first to examine RSV disease burden in narrow age bracket. According to the report, the incidence rate in India is 50 per thousand children per year, that is 5.3%, and there were approximately 61 lakh 86,500 episodes of RSV associated acute lower respiratory infection in children below 5 years. Respiratory syncytial virus RSV is also called human respiratory syncytial virus and human orthopneumovirus. It is a common contagious virus that causes infections to the respiratory tract. It is a negative sense single stranded RNA virus and its name is derived from the large cells known as syncytia that form when infected cells fuse. RSV is the most common virus of acute lower respiratory infections in young children. Globally, only 26% RSV associated deaths occur in a hospital. This is particularly apparent in low and middle income countries. Question number 29. Consider the following statement about ethanol blending. The Union Cabinet approved amendment to the National Policy on Biofuels 2018 to advance the date by which fuel companies have to increase the percentage of ethanol blending in petrol to 20% from 2030 to 2025. The policy to introduce 20% ethanol in petrol will take effect from April 1, 2023. India achieved 9.45 ethanol blending as on March 13, 2022. The center project that this will reach 10% by the end of financial year 2022. Benefits. Immense benefits could accrue to the country by 20% ethanol blending by 2025, such as saving 30,000 crore of foreign exchange 30,000 crore rupees of foreign exchange per year, increased energy security, lowered carbon emission, better air quality, self-reliance, better use of damaged food grains, increased farmers' incomes and investment opportunities. The new policy would allow more feedstock for producing biofuels and foster the development of indigenous technology. Challenges. A 20% blend would require some challenges and may even drive up the prices of vehicle. A greater percentage of blending could be more mean more land being diverted and water intensive crops such as sugarcane which the government currently subsidizes. Question number 30. Sagittarius A has been in news in recent time. It is a black hole. Scientists from the Event Horizon Telescope facility revealed that the first image of the black hole at the center of the Milky Way. The image of Sagittarius A gave further support to the idea that the compact object at the center of our galaxy is indeed a black hole, strengthening Einstein's general theory of relativity. In 2019, the Event Horizon Telescope facility, a collaboration of over 300 researchers, made a history of realizing the first ever image of a black hole M87. The black hole at the center of the galaxy Messier 87, which is a supergiant elliptic galaxy. The ring-shaped image of Sagittarius A, which looked a lot similar to one of M87, occupied 52 micro arc seconds in the field of view, uh, which is as which is as big a span of our view as a donut on the moon. The whole exercise was possible because of the enormous power of the Event Horizon Telescope and an ensemble of general telescopes around the world, which together were like a giant eye on the earth with a sight that is a 3 million times sharper than the human eye. Sagittarius A is the 27,000 light years from us. Question number 31. Consider the following statement regarding National Cancer Registry Program Report 2020. National Cancer Registry Program Report 2020 has been released by the National Center for Disease Informatics and Research (NCDIR), Indian Council of Medical Research. As per the report, the highest incidence of cancer in India was observed in the northeastern region. Cancer of lung, mouth, stomach, and esophagus were the most common cancers in men. Cancer of breast and cervix uteri were the most common cancers in women. The report estimates that in 2020, tobacco-related cancers were estimated to contribute to 27.1% of the total cancer burden. Question number 32. Consider the following statements about aviation sector in India. India has set a target of doubling its air passenger traffic in the next 2 to 3 years by catering to at least 200 million passengers. To achieve this target, the government has planned to construct 200 airports, waterdromes and heliports across the country in the upcoming 4 years. Union Ministry of Civil Aviation Jyotiraditya Scindia said that government is focusing on developing infrastructure and increasing the fleet size by putting in place a suitable ecosystem for civil aviation. He said 67 new airports, waterdromes and heliports have been built in the last 8 years as compared to only 74 airports were built in the 70 years before that. The ministry appreciated the innovative capabilities of Indian scientists and engineers for developing the Gagan navigation system. Recently, Indigo became the first airline in the country to land aircraft using the indigenous navigation system Gagan. Question number 33. Sila Tunnel project is located in Arunachal Pradesh. The strategically significant Sila Tunnel project in Arunachal Pradesh is nearing completion. Located in West Kemang district of Arunachal Pradesh, the tunnel projects will provide an alternate access to the Sila Pass. which is at 13,700 feet. It is to be the BCT, the Balipara, Chardaur and Tawang axis, which is more than 300 km long. Components. The project being executed by the Border Routes Organization includes two tunnel and a link road. While Tunnel 1 will be 980 meters long single tube, Tunnel 2 will be 1555 meters with a one bi-lane tube for traffic and one escape tube for emergency running alongside. The link road between the two tunnels will be 1400 meters. Tunnel 2 will be one of the longest tunnel to have been constructed above an altitude over 13 feet. Upon completion, which is likely by the end of this year, the Silla Tunnel, above 13,000 feet, will boost all-weather connectivity to the lane of actual control with China. Question number 34. Consider the following statement with North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Finland and Sweden submitted a joint application to join NATO as Russian invasion of Ukraine forces a dramatic reprisal of security in the Europe. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization is an intergovernmental military alliance between 30 member states, 28 European Unions, the United States and the Canada. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization is headquartered in the complex of Heran, part of the city of Brussels municipality of Belgium. Implements the North Atlantic Treaty, which is signed on 4th April 1949. The reversal of the Nordic countries' long-standing policy of non-alignment came amidst the Ukraine-Russian conflict. The membership push will represent the most significant expansion of the NATO in decades, doubling its borders with Russia. But the application faced resistance from NATO member Turkey, which accuses the Nordic neighbors for harboring anti-Turkish extremists. Question number 35. Consider the following statements about radio frequency identification. After a high-level security review for the forthcoming Amarnath Yatra, the government has decided to track all pilgrims using radio frequency identification tags. The radio frequency identification is the wireless, that is RFID, is a wireless tracking system consists of tags and readers. The radio waves are used to communicate information, identity of objects or people to nearby readers. Devices that can be handheld or built into fixed position like poles or buildings. The tags can carry encrypted information, serial numbers and short descriptions. There are also high memory tags with the ones designated for the use in the aviation industry. Types of RFID tags. Active RFID tags use their own power source, mostly batteries. Passive RFIDs, on the other hand, are activated through the reader using electromagnetic energy if it transmits. Active tags have the long read range around 300 feet compared to passive tags. Question number 36. Consider the following statement about interoperable cardless cash withdrawal facilities at all ATMs. Reserve Bank of India has directed banks and ATM operators to provide cardless cash withdrawals facilities at all ATMs. In a circular, the RBI said all banks, automated teller machine network and white label ATM operators may provide the option of ICCW at their ATMs. The National Payment Corporation of India has been advised to facilitate unified payment interface integration with all banks and ATM networks. The RBI said while UPI would be used to customer authorization in such transaction, settlement would be through the national financial switches and ATM network. The on-use and off-use ICCW transactions shall be processed without levy of any charges other than those prescribed under the circular on interchange fees and customer charges, it added. In a bid to check fraud, RBI last month said it has been decided to permit all banks to introduce cardless cash withdrawal through ATMs. According to the central bank, currently cardless cash withdrawals through ATMs is offered by a few banks. A transaction carried out at an ATM of the cardless issuing bank is called an on-use transaction. A transaction carried out at any other ATM is called as off-use transaction. Question number 37. National Data and Analytical Platform NDAP has been launched by Answer Niti Aayog. Niti Aayog launched the National Data and Analytic Platform for open public use. The platform aims to democratize access to public government data by making data accessible, interoperable, interactive, and available on a user-friendly platform. It hosts foundational data set from various government agencies, present them coherently, and provides tools for analytics and visualization. This public launch follows a beta release of the platform in August 2021 that had provided access to a limited number of users for testing and feedback. Consider the following statement about multi-agency center. The Union Home Ministry has sanctioned Rs 138.48 crores to the Intelligence Bureau for a technical upgrade. The funds are meant to upgrade the multi-agency center, a common counter-terrorism grid under the IB conceptualized in 2001 after the Kargil War. The idea behind the MAC was to create an institutional memory on terrorism and act as a platform to analyze the information on terror-related activities. The MAC had the main server in Delhi, which is linked to the subsidiary multi-agency center under the subsidiary Intelligence Bureau in all states, which further disseminates information to the intelligence branch or wing of the respective state police forces. Plans are now afoot to link it to the district office of the superintendent of police, which has been pending for more than decade now. If MAC is linked to the district SP office, relevant information on terror can be fed in the system, leading to the expansion of terror database. As many as 28 organizations, including the Research and Analysis Wing, Armed Forces and State Police, are part of the platform, and various security agencies share real-time intelligence inputs on MAC. Question number 39. Consider the following statement about wireless jammers. Central Consumer Protection Authority (CCPA) has issued an advisory to e-commerce entities against the illegal sale and facilitation of wireless jammers. Consumer Affairs Ministry said sale and use of any wireless device without authorization and license under the Indian Telegraph Act or Indian Wireless Telegraphy Act is illegal. The ministry said, as per the guidelines issued by the central government, jammers may be allowed only under exceptional circumstances, only when authorized by Secretary and Cabinet Secretariat. Department of Telecommunication had also issued an advisory in January this year with reference to illegal facilitation and sale of wireless jammers on online platforms. Question number 40. Consider the following statement about Project Vasundhara. Oil Limited India signed a memorandum of understanding with Digboy Forest Division, Assam Forest Department on 29th April 2022 for a project on carbon sequestration and restoration of degraded forest land in Upper Dihing Reserve Forest under Digboy Forest Division. The initiative has been undertaken under Oil's CSR project Vasundhara. Under the project, the afforestation in 100 hectares of degraded forest area is planned to be undertaken through plantation of 250,000 sampling of March 2025. Apart from plantation, establishment of bamboo stem and other activities to reduce dependency on the forest by providing alternate livelihood opportunities is also planned to be undertaken. Question number 41. PK2, recently in news, is an drug molecule that can be used to treat diabetes. A researcher at IIT Mandi have identified a drug molecule that can be used to treat diabetes. The molecule called PK2 is able to trigger the release of insulin by the pancreas and can potentially be used as an orally administered medicine for diabetes. The findings of the research have been published in the Journal of Biological Chemistry. The researchers found that PK2 was rapidly absorbed by the gastrointestinal tract, which means that it can be used as an oral medication rather than an injection. After 2 hours of administration, PK2 was found distributed in the liver, kidney, pancreas, of the mice but there is no traces of it in the heart, lungs, and spleen. Question number 42. Consider the following statements about East Kolkata wetlands. A recent audit report of the Controller and Auditor General has pointed out illegal construction and violation of environmental norms in two Ramsar sites in West Bengal, the East Kolkata wetlands and the Sundarbans. East Kolkata wetlands are unique peri-urban ecosystem that lies on the eastern fringes of Kolkata, covered by an area of about 12,500 hectares. It is spread over 37 mouses of the state's south and north 24 Pranganas district. The CAJ report pointed out the failure of delineated boundaries of the EKW and uncontrolled transfer of land resulted in its change of character and lack of effective action by the East Kolkata Wetland Management Authority. In the absence of effective measures of EKWMA, water bodies were dried up and filled illegally. Since 2007, EKWMA has identified 357 cases of violation, out of which 101 cases were identified between December 2015 and March 2020, the audit said. Question number 43. Consider the following statement about electoral bond scheme. In response to an RTI request, the State Bank of India stated that in the 20th phase, that is April, it is sold worth of 648.48 crore electoral bonds. Announced in 2017 Union Budget, the electoral bond scheme was notified by the central government in 2018. Under the scheme, electoral bond can be bought by any Indian citizens or company incorporated in India from select branches of State Bank of India (SBI). An electoral bond is like a promissory note, a legal instrument in which one party promises to pay a sum of money to the other. The bonds are sold in multiples of rupees 1,000, 10,000, 1 lakh and 10 lakh and rupees 1 crore. There is no limit on the number of bonds an individual or a company can purchase. The citizens can then donate the same to any eligible political party. 23. Only those registered under Representation of the People's Act 1951 and have secured not less than 1% of votes polled in last Lok Sabha or State Assembly election of his or her choice anonymously. The political party can then encash these bonds through its verified account within 15 days. The SBI deposits bond that a political party has not encashed within 15 days into Prime Minister's Relief Fund. Question number 44. Transnistria, a region is located in Asia. Transnistria, the tiny breakaway region of Moldova, risks being dragged into Russia-Ukraine war because of reports of a series of explosions in its territory. The de facto state lies between Moldova to its west and Ukraine towards its east. Often described as a remnant of the Soviet Union, Transnistria declared independence like Moldova did soon after the breakup of the Soviet Union. Then Moldovan troops attempted to take over the territory in 1992. Transnistria was able to resist them because of Russian soldiers based in Transnistria. Since then, it is remained free of Moldovan control. However, most countries continue to see Transnistria as a part of Moldova. Transnistria is not recognized as an independent even by Russia, and its economy is dependent on Russia for subsidies and free gas. Most Transnistrians have dual citizenship of Russia and Transnistria, or triple citizenship of Moldova, Transnistria and Russia. Unlike the rest of Moldova, which speaks Romanian, the majority of people in Transnistria speak Russian and use the Cyrillic script like Russians. Question number 45. Consider the following statement about anabolic steroids. Anabolic steroids have often been in news, be it for two Tokyo Olympians being banned for the use it to Noida police seeking a fake drug or supplement worth of rupees 2 crore. Anabolic steroids are essentially lab-made version of the male hormone testosterone and have a similar effect of increasing muscle mass as a natural hormone does. It also increases male characteristics in a person, such as facial hair and deeper voice. The anabolic steroids have a very limited medical role and are mainly used by doctors to help patients gain weight after a severe illness or injury. It could also be prescribed in small doses to the elderly to build muscle mass and in some cases also help to treat anemia. More than being a drug prescribed by doctor, anabolic steroids are usually used by bodybuilders. The anabolic steroids are misused mainly by those who want to bulk up as it helps increase one's muscle mass. Use of anabolic steroids in the short term can cause acne and hair fall. Extended misuse of the substance can also lead to gynecomastia, that is growth of breast in man, and erectile dysfunction. In women, it can lead to growth of facial hair. It may also cause extreme anger, paranoia, and impaired judgment. Question number 646. Consider the following statement about 5G technology. Union Minister of Communications Sri Ashwin Vaishnav recently said that the commercial rollout of 5G services could be expected from August to September 2022 onwards. Advantages of 5G technology: greater speed in transmission, spread in transmission can approach 15 to 20 Gbps gigabytes per second. In comparison, 4G offers maximum real-world download speed up to around 100 Mbps. Lower latency. Latency is the time that elapses since we give an order on our device until the action occurs. In 5G, the latency will be 10 times less than in 4G, being able to perform remote actions in real time. Greater number of connected devices. All connected devices will have access to instant connection to the internet, which is real time, will exchange information with each other. This will favor the IoT, Internet of Things. The Internet of Things describes the network of physical objects or things that are embedded with senior software and other technologies for the purpose of connecting and exchanging data with other devices and systems over the internet. It is anticipated that a common home will have the 100 connected devices sending and receiving information in real time. Question number 47. Consider the following statement about bank consolidation. The Reserve Bank of India has raised the concern about bank consolidation, stating that it increases the market power of merged institutions and adversely affects the financial inclusion. Bank consolidation is a process by which one bank company takes over or merges with other. This convergence leads to the potential expansion of the consolidating banking institution. M. Narasimhan, the 13th Governor of RBI, in his report known as Narasimhan Committee Report in 1991, first recommended a three-tier banking structure in India. 3 to 4 large banks, including State Bank of India, would become international in character. 8 to 10 national banks with network of branches throughout the country engage in universal banking. Local banks could concentrate on region-specific banking. For example, regional rural banks would focus on agriculture and rural financing. Question number 48. Mercy petition has been in news recently. A convict can present a mercy petition to the President of India under which of the article of the Constitution of India? Answer: Article 42. The Supreme Court ordered the central government to decide on the mercy petition of Balwant Singh Rajona, sentenced to death for the assassination of Punjab Chief Minister Beyant Singh, preferably within 2 months. As per the constitutional framework in India, mercy petition to the President is the last constitutional resort a convict can take when he is sentenced by the court of law. A convict can present a mercy petition to the President of India under Article 72 of the Constitution. Similarly, the power to grant pardon is conferred upon the governors of state under Article 161 of the Constitution of India. Previously, the governor cannot pardon the death sentence, which only the Indian President can do. But recently, on 3rd August 2021, the Supreme Court held that the governor of the state can pardon prisoners, including death row ones, even before they have severed a minimum of 14 years of prison sentence. The recent judgment regarding the governor's power to pardon overrides a provision in the Code of Criminal Procedure, Section 433A, which mandates that prisoners' sentence can be remitted only after 14 years of jail. Question number 49. Consider the following statement about Integrated Teacher Education Program. National Council for Teachers Education has invited online application for the 4 years integrated teacher education program for academic session of 2023-24. IETEP, as notified on 22nd October 2021, is a dual major holistic bachelor degree offering BA B.Ed, BSc B.Ed or BCom B.Ed. It is one of the major mandates of the National Education Policy 2020 related to teachers education. It will be offered a pilot mode initially in multidisciplinary central or state government universities institutions across the country. Admission for the same will be carried out by the national testing agencies through the National Common Entrance Test. National Common NC National Council for Teachers Education and the Ministry of Education has revised the curriculum for this course as per NEP 2020 in such a way that it enables the student teacher to get a degree in education as well as specialized disciplines such as history, mathematics, science, arts, economics and or commerce. The 4-year ITEP will be available for all students who choosing teaching as a profession after secondary by choice. This integrated course will benefit students since they will save 1 year by finishing it in 4 years rather than the customary 5 years required by the present B.Ed plan. Question number 50. Consider the following statement about National Open Access Registry. National Open Access Registry has successfully gone live from 1st May 2022. NOAR is an integrated single-window electronic platform accessible to all stakeholders, including open access participants, traders, and power exchanges, national and regional state load dispatch centers for electronic processing of short-term open access application, thereby automating the administration of the short-term open access in interstate transmission system. The NOAR platform shall act as a repository of information related to short-term open access in interstate transmission, including standing clearance issued by RLDCs or SLDCs, that is state load dispatch centers or regional load dispatch centers, or short-term open access granted to the open access customers, and make such information available to the stakeholders online. National Load Dispatch Center, operated by Power System Operation Corporation Limited, has been designated as the nodal agency for implementation and operation of National Open Access Registry. NOAR would be the key to facilitate faster electricity market and enable integration of renewable energy resource into the grid. NOAR is a part of Ministry of Power, Government of India's initiative, and the required regulatory framework has been notified by the CERC through operationalization of the Fifth Amendment regulation of open access in interstate transmission.